Hey guys, it's Amanda. I came across an article the other day that talked about the myths that Americans believe about Brits, and I thought it was really interesting and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Because it's human nature to generalize. Generalize?
Nice.
We're starting off well. Generalize and make assumptions on a group of people. Sometimes it's utter nonsense, but sometimes there is some truth in it. As the saying goes, there isn't smoke without fire. So let's chat about the myths that Americans believe. But if you haven't already, head over to my Instagram and give me a follow. It shows a side of my life outside of YouTube that's a lot of fun. It's at LadyRayUK, and hopefully I'll see you over there. Number 1, everyone speaks in a Cockney accent. Now, I would go as far as to say that Americans wouldn't even know what a Cockney accent is. Before moving here, I just thought there was a British accent. Now living here, I realize how dumb and naive that really was. It's like someone saying an American accent when in reality, depending if you're in the north, south, east, or west, or even more so, what part of each state you're in, because that can change it as well, we all sound completely different, as do Brits. There are so many different accents. It is unbelievable. Number 2. Everyone lives in London. This one, I think, just comes down to films. We associate Brits with London because that is where majority of movies are filmed, or at least where we think they're filmed. And that's really all there is to it. We don't get a lot of media attention or anything in the States from other countries. So that's really all we know it from. Number 3, they're reserved and unfriendly. Unfriendly? Absolutely not. I have met some of the most wonderful people since moving to the UK. Yes, in some ways, more reserved. Things like public affection. And they certainly aren't as loud as Americans. So that's probably where some of that comes from. We can be very vocal, like in your face, especially when we're just meeting people. We'll ask questions, and questions probably most people maybe don't want to answer that we think is commonplace, like what do you do, what do you earn, that sort of thing. Whereas Brits will smile, say hey, but it's much more relaxed. Number 4, the food sucks. It's crazy talk. The food is lovely, and that is all I need to say about that. Number 5, they all know the Queen. Now, I never personally believe that to be true, so these, as I said earlier, are very generalized statements, and to be honest, I don't know why it's something that people believe. Like, I honestly don't know where we get it from. Because it's not like all Americans know the president. That's not a random question that we just ask people. So why would all Brits know the royals? I don't know. Number 6, there's no ice anywhere. Yes and no. If you're comparing it to the US, then yes, it might seem that way because every cold drink you get served in the States has ice in it. You actually have to say no ice when you order your drink if you don't want it. Number 7, it rains all the time. Now, it doesn't rain all the time. However, England has like the most annoying type of rain. Like the kind that is like, it's a bright sunny day. You're just walking along. This is me walking, I guess. And sun is shining. All of a sudden, it starts raining. But only for like a few minutes. And the sun's out again. But then you're wet. You're wet and you just want to go home and change. So it's, in that sense, it's kind of hard to know how to dress sometimes. But overall, it definitely doesn't rain every single day. Number 8, they all have bad teeth. Now, I've heard that many times over the years. I'm not sure if you ever watched Family Guy, but they did a bit where they made fun of the Brits. Their teeth were massive and all over the place. And I remember thinking then, that cannot be true. Like how crazy it was not to care about your teeth. But since moving here, I quickly realized that wasn't the case. Brits actually have some of the healthiest teeth around. And that is a fact. Number 9, they hate Americans. Now, I think that some absolutely do. And that has come across, well, since I've started social media on YouTube, Instagram, etc. And I don't get it. Like, every country has their share of idiots, and the US is absolutely no different to that. But it seems that we're all painted with the same brush by many people. But thankfully, everyone that I've personally met since moving here has been so inviting, so kind, and I'm incredibly fortunate. So it doesn't matter where you live in the world, there will always be stereotypes or generalizations that people will believe. Whether you're British, American, Asian, it does not make a difference. Some might hold some truth, and some are complete rubbish, but we're all guilty of it. It's human nature. I just enjoy reading about it because I find it interesting. But do you agree? Disagree? Let me know. And would you add anything? Put it in the comments. And as always, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button if that's what you're into, and I'll see you in the next video.